2 years ago, I made a short little video voicing my thoughts on some of the greedy decisions and irrational choices some of the tech and gaming companies were making at the time. Now, little did I know that since that video, I would come back to this topic and address the same concerns, because since then, everything seems to have fallen off of a cliff. And basically how a bunch of CEOs were tarnishing a bunch of companies and brands' reputations by making just senseless decisions. But little did I know that it would get so much worse. So much worse. There are layoffs virtually every day now, in the thousands, in the hundreds of thousands, not just in video games, in tech. Everything seems to be burning down. If it's not AI replacing people, it's a bunch of CEOs replacing people because downsizing, so they say. Now, the biggest problem with this is that it's such a nuanced issue. It's not just one reason. AI is a big reason for some of the layoffs that's happening around tech and gaming, but it's also because of incompetence. Yes, to be fair, there are some people who are currently working in some high-end companies that don't seem to serve a purpose anymore, or have been made redundant. And you would think that, oh, okay, so these companies are just, shaving off the dead weight. I would like to think so, but unfortunately we've seen that even veteran talent are getting laid off all the same. And unfortunately, these problems are so rampant, AI is not just the biggest issue. Companies are just downsizing everywhere. Like I said, there are specific reasons for it, and not every company is letting go of people for the same reason. Economic uncertainty is a reason for anybody to start, shedding some dead weight. But a lot of the problems kind of go all the way back to one specific thing, and a reason why I made that video in the first place. A lot of the problems just go down to greed. Yes, AI is an amazing tool that can do so much so quickly, but the problem with AI is that it is finite. It doesn't have human characteristics, and yes, some companies might not need that, but you start to question the ethics behind everything that they do. I mean, we've all seen Terminator, we know how that ends. But then you take a step back, and you ask yourself, why? Why are they doing this? Why lay off hundreds of thousands of people to replace them with AI if your company was recording record profits? And the answer is quite simple. It came back to pretty much what this video is about. Greed. Greed is just running rampant in so many companies, and it's just getting worse. So many companies have prioritized profit above everything, regardless of the ethics of how they get those profits or the lives that people are ruining to get those profits. I mean, there's a whole AI data center saga that's happening around America that, if you haven't been following, is quite shocking. But there's so much to unpack, and unfortunately I can't talk about everything in one video. We are currently living through a very precarious point in time. At this point in time, there has never been more wealth disparities in the world. There are so many ways to make money, thousands of ways, but the biggest problem that we have is that majority of those ways are oversaturated. Take streaming, for example. Streaming was a very, very small, pretty niche industry until some streamers made it really, really big. And you guessed it, if one random person in their bedroom could become a millionaire, guess what? So many other people would want to try. And that is a problem, because If one person is going to be able to do it, it's going to be very, very difficult for 10,000 people to be millionaires. Same thing with supermodels. Very, very oversaturated market. Same thing with being a YouTuber. Same thing with being a musician. Same thing with influencers. Incredibly oversaturated market. It's so hard to be discoverable. The industry is incredibly oversaturated. And unfortunately for a lot of people, a lot of old ways of making money seem to be going extinct. Jobs that a couple of years ago would have been guaranteed job security are threatened. Being an electrician, being a plumber, being a pilot, an engineer. These were professions that a lot of people respected because you work hard to do that and you earn very good money. But now, with the rise of technology and AI, so many of those jobs look to be in danger. And so many people joke around that, yeah, you can always fall back to McDonald's, but even McDonald's jobs seem to be endangered. And for the first time in, I can pretty much say, human history, it is very scary to be a human. And I come back to a question I asked in my original video as well. When is it enough? A lot of these AI CEOs are multi-millionaires, generational wealth, like life-altering money, and they want more. They just want perpetual growth, which in reality is impossible. The law of nature proves that. If you don't understand what I mean the law of nature proves that it is impossible for perpetual growth to happen. Take a tree, for example. Trees, no matter what kind of trees, always have a limit to how tall they can grow. Even the tallest tree in the world has stopped growing at some point. Why? Because at some point, a tree will get too tall and too heavy, and if human nature doesn't take it down, Mother Nature definitely will. Another sore spot for me is a recent announcement made by PlayStation. Sony announced that they would stop making physical discs from 2028 onwards. And that is a bigger problem than a lot of people think. Now, I don't want to make this an emotional response, but essentially what Sony is telling us is that they want to get rid of borrowing, which is, my word, a greedy decision. It baffles me because it doesn't affect them. Physical media, yes, although it might be expensive, they still turn a profit on it. But this isn't me being sour. It is such a grim world that we live in right now. But it also raises an interesting question. We are seeing possibly the worst time in the gaming or the tech industry ever. So many layoffs, so many people affected, so many careers ended. And all of this is a basic powder keg. And somebody, at some point in time, is going to light a fuse. So, I guess the question is... Oh, wow! So you are never ever gonna believe it. As I was making this video, Rockstar Games just announced that they are going to be dropping an extended look at their new magnum opus, GTA 6. And you can watch it on Netflix. Let that sink in for a sec. To see the new GTA extended look, you have to pay to watch it on Netflix. I have to pay Netflix to watch an extended look at Grand Theft Auto. This is the greediest thing. I thought I've seen it all. I genuinely thought I have seen it all, but this is another... This is crazy. This is actually crazy. Like, imagine now to see a gameplay trailer of a game that I might be excited for, I have to pay for Netflix, fam? You cannot write this. This is actually the craziest thing I have seen in a long time. You cannot make this up. Honestly, this is the greediest thing I have ever seen in so many years. This been your boy Samson. If you like the videos, click that like button and please consider subscribing. I'd love to put out more of these videos, a lot more coming very soon. Anyways, you guys stay safe and peace.